It's with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, and the trio is back together again. Michele, how you been and how are you?
I'm good, and it's we had to bring the gang back together for the most exciting, invigorating episode we've ever seen. Just kidding. I'm
Lies.
good. The last 2 weeks, to be honest, it's like I now am watching multiple other shows in advance of the challenge because I just am not as excited about it as I want to be.
And there's no spoiler because you know what's going to happen. So it's like if I get spoiled, I'm like, I assume that person's going home.
And also but beyond the elimination, there are so many things in this episode that just made me so annoyed. So we'll get into that. But otherwise, I'm good.
Yay! Well, thanks for being here. Matthew, how are you doing? Are you in mourning? Where's your veil? No status, a statement. So I feel like you must be down.
Well, I just think like at least last episode had like the 3 minutes of Kyle, and like this episode we couldn't even get like the 3 minutes of bananas. Like there was all this talk about bananas, but like he wasn't there. Like this is like one time where I actually like would like to see bananas there. And like see what he has to say for himself, like even if it is on a
considering
cycle.
He's devastated.
He's so devastated. And that's why he filmed House of Villains before this season filmed. So in what world is he? Anyways, whatever. Also, Matthew, I just noticed your backdrop.
Like, why are you trolling?
That is.
Well, I mean, we all know like cheating is so bad. Like Tori would never do that, right? I mean,
cheating on someone you're not even dating. Like they weren't even exclusive.
They didn't have a label.
You should. Moriah, shame on Moriah. She broke his heart. Tori would never do that. She would never cheat on her fiance with Fessy. She would never cheat on her ex-boyfriend with her new fiance. So
who was she dating at that time? Was it Derek or was
Derek.
it Mike?
It was Derek.
But I do believe she may have cheated on Mike as well.
I mean,
Mariah's. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and on like she came from a dating show, and that was always her shtick. She was always with another guy every season. Like that was the way that she kind of made her name in the challenge, was dating somebody on the show, regardless of who she had.
For her to be the one to say something like that is just so hypocritical on endless levels. And Moriah is what, 22, 23 at most? Like, are you kidding me?
And like Bananas, like relax. She's half your age.
If we're going by this standard, like all of the OGs, all of these people from that age, Moriah seems like the most mature woman to ever exist compared to some of the things that those people are doing. Insane.
Well, Matthew, Sophie's feeling for you that you lost 2 of your favorite people in back-to-back weeks with another fave on the button.
Yeah, honestly, like what I had said on Monday was like at this point, like I just expect it. So like if we're gonna need Big T and Melissa to go to like make the game even remotely exciting, like I'm fine with it, just like knowing that they're gonna be going anyways.
But you know what? It's bothering me is that like I'm starting to not want anybody to win, and I know somebody's gonna win.
Well, the thing that's bothering me is the fact that like the cast is so bad at the game that none of them realize until it's too late that like, hey, once these people are gone,
I'm
the next target. Like Colleen realized it today. Now next week or next female elimination, they're gonna put up Colleen and either Zara or Ravyn or one of those 3. But those 2 girls just had the power to put someone in, but they chose not to. And they're all just like delusional and think that they're doing the right thing. But that's the annoying part. Like the fact that Big T and Melissa are gone, like honestly, like it is whatever, because like they're both going to be back. But I'd obviously rather them be here, but that was never going to be realistic.
What's really frustrating too is the fact that like all the people in this big alliance that are not the nucleus, they think that because they haven't had to go in, or nobody else has had any power to send them in, they haven't been nervous, they haven't really had to campaign, they had to not really see if they could trust their alliance, so they feel like they're really, really way more safe than they actually are. And then it's not until they realize, like, oh shoot, they don't have my back, like, where they're gonna be like, oh, we shouldn't have put that person in, oh, now we're SOL. And this is what happens with rookies usually all the time with the main vets, is that, like, they think that they're part of the main vets posse because they're not targeted yet, but then they allow all of their rookie friends to go. And then once it gets to them, they're like, oh shoot, we don't have any numbers to go against these vets. And so it's just giving boring. It's giving no strategy. It's giving.
I don't like watching people play to get in 8th place. Like, that is not fun at all. It's the worst kind of game. And like, that's why people have had so many problems with the last like 3 or 4 seasons. And then the next problem is, like, if someone tries to disrupt that, they just get targeted by everyone. Like, now we're gonna see that happen with like Kyland. Like, Kyland like tried to disrupt it a little bit, and
but
now
he
he'll
didn't
get
go
targeted.
all the way through though. He started to had a lot of talk, created some enemies, and then was still voting with the group.
Yeah, but the fact that he's just like was tied to Melissa, he's just going to be the easy target for the next man, like him and James. Or
of course, it's so boring. Nurys, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? She was actually, I mean, I know she's in a power position, so like I understand why you don't want people to step out of line. I get it. And I say it all the time. When you're playing one of these games, you want to be part of the big alliance. Like, it's boring for TV watchers, but it's beneficial for the people playing. But Nurys was so annoyed with that type of gameplay last season. And she was like, come on, Nelson, like, let's do something. He's like, no, I have to keep my, my alliance is happy. And it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. And now you're doing the same thing.
I honestly don't even like mind it that much for like someone like Nurys, because like you said, like, she is in such a powerful spot, but like, it's the people like Ravyn and Zara that are not in a powerful spot that are still like playing other people's games. Like, that's when it pisses me off, because like, they're capable of winning dailies, and they are winning dailies and just doing nothing with it because they like want to fit in and they think they're more insulated than they are, when it's like obvious to everyone that they're not actually insulated. I mean, Ravyn was already thrown in like 3 weeks ago. She'll get thrown in again once Colleen is gone or once Berna is gone.
Well, and then it's so like, I don't know what it is. Like, I think she's beautiful, right? But no, like, I guess it's because she thinks that she has this false sense of power. And like, I know that Melissa was not kind to her last week and threw the wine in her face. And like, I get wanting to have Melissa out, but there's some part of the way that she kind of interacts with Melissa when Melissa's on the bottom, she's down, she has no numbers, and she still wants to kick her and really still wants to be really mean to her. And it's just kind of like, girl, you're not in that much better of a position. You just have won some power and you're at the bottom of a big alliance. Like, you should see maybe some value in what Melissa's saying, and as opposed to like standing up for this alliance that doesn't care about you at all. It's just, I don't know. It's just irking me. And it's just, I'm not a fan of Ravyn, even though I understand why she's doing the things she's doing. It's just very infuriating.
I also think the theme just like fucking sucks, because like, the fact
that
like,
the theme?
Even if you put someone in, like, you're like incentivized to not make a big move, because if you do try a big move, it's only a 33% chance that it hits.
Exactly.
So, like, at this point of the game, like, it's so boring for fans, but like for the players, it's like, yeah, like, if I'm Ravyn, like, why am I gonna put in Olivia when like there's a 66% chance that she doesn't go in anyways, and then the whole house is pissed at me and I don't get her out. So like, I kind of get it there, but like at the same time, it's like, you guys, something like Asaf is so annoying. And, like, something that's bothering me about him is like, the only reason Asaf is here is because the theme of the season, and he has done, like, people like him are doing absolutely nothing to like prove why they got the call back, why they should ever get a call in the future. There's just like so many people that are just like so annoying, like they're not capitalizing on this opportunity.
Asaf is god awful. Like this episode,
doesn't it seem like the producers love him and like he gets
I
so
don't
many
think
confessionals?
so. I don't think so. Honestly, I think they're just grasping at straws at this point. Why is he thinking that he's masterminding anything? And also like
it's because he's been lying about the fact that he's part of the US alliance
and he's but he's such a hypocrite because like if anyone had said or done any of the things that he's doing, he would react so much worse than they're reacting. And then he's gaslighting everyone. And I get that he's saying it's gameplay, but it is awful.
I really hope Kyland like takes him out once the vets are gone. I really want to see Kyland like go back to like you can call someone out. I want Kyland to go against Asaf and just knock him out of the game.
Yeah.
Yes, well, we have some friends here. Brandon is saying what's up, AK-47. And Debbie wants to know what Jury is doing here. Well, that was their confessional together after they got engaged on was it War of the Worlds 2?
We're just celebrating love. Like we've had too much heartbreak in this episode. I needed to celebrate true love.
Exactly. Willie's agreeing with us here. Tori has hookups, so she cheated on a lot of men. Yes, she has. And so for her to have some words for Moriah, the morality police over here for cheating, it's just like, get out of here, Tori.
Moriah's like the only woman on the cast left that I like am liking this season. Like I like Nurys in general, but like this season, Moriah is like the only one that I'm really liking.
Let me think. Is there anybody left that I like? I do like Moriah. I like, and we'll talk about it a little bit more about when James was talking to her and like, I thought she might be offended, but he's like, they don't care about you. Like, they don't like, they're going to put you in. And I was like, I'm just happy that at least he sees what's going on. And like, hopefully she will be able to do something before they get her, but it's worrisome.
Yeah, it's painful. There isn't really any one left that I care about winning. I would have said Olivia before the season started, but she's not really serving anything for me.
I'm not a fan of
Michele.
Michele, I can.
She's the flippy floppiest of the flops, and like I love her still. Like I still will always, have part of me that wants her to succeed. Obviously, I want her to run a final for the first time. Like I want that experience for her. But Tyson talked about her, I think last week on the Survivor podcast. He mentioned something about just how she plays. Like when she keeps all her options too open, that it always ends up not working out. And it's not strong gameplay, even though it kind of seems like it is at points. I don't know.
It might work this season, though.
It might work this season.
Yeah, I think it will. I think Michele, I would honestly think Michele and Jay could both like go to the end, but like the Jay like talking about CT so much is like making me think Jay won't. But I do think Michele like definitely is like one of the front runners this season. It's just like set up so well. I don't see like anyone really wanting her out at any point.
But like, how good is she? I don't know. Like I've seen her do some challenges on Survivor, but she hasn't been the best at challenges.
I mean, she's won like a couple dailies with Jay last year. So like she's obviously like good at puzzles. Like anything like memory, like I feel like she's solid. She's good in the water. I just don't know, like endurance, like straight up endurance.
Like I feel like everybody can beat her running. I want like Moriah just to take her down, or somebody that she left in the game that where she, I don't want her to take out Moriah at all, but like I just want this gameplay not to be rewarded. It's been so annoying. Mm-hmm. Ben says, "Was an MTV all about hookups back in the day?" Absolutely. So I don't know why they're not showing all these indecencies, we'll say, with Emmanuel. Like, why is that all behind the closed doors?
I will say, we'll get to it, but the only thing that I was semi-happy about this entire episode was they at least showed the shit that Emmanuel has been doing. He has a girlfriend back home. He's hooking up with this person, Colleen, admitting that they hooked up, and he made sure it was off camera. Like, all of these things came to the light. And we had heard rumors, obviously, of people saying that, like Big T and whatever. But I appreciated that at least they didn't protect him the way they protect Bananas.
Well, they don't care about him. Like
that's the nice thing about this.
To me, I was like, okay, that was the one thing that I was like, good. I'm glad that everyone is just there. It's out there now.
Oh my God, is it going to be an All-American final?
Well,
Likely.
7 of the 8 people to be eliminated are international. Like Chauncy is the only US person to be eliminated this season.
That's like so absurd. And how many times throughout the episode where someone, I forget which person, but they were talking about Melissa and they're like, yeah, like I don't know what she's done wrong, but I guess like that's what happens when like no one has her back. I guess that's what happens when you are aligned with Big T. I'm like, as far as I know, Big T's the person that everyone is friends with. So I'm confused. This season has been insane for this. Like, why is everyone hating on her so much? Like, I don't understand.
So King Cooper here is saying when you think about icons, you think about Beth, Coral, Evelyn, etc. They were never afraid to go against the status quo. That's how you make a mark and get called back. I was actually talking about this with my mom because my mom's like, what's going on with Corey? Why is he acting like this? Like my mom's even wondering and questioning, like, why? She's like, I cried for Big T when he said that he was like all their conversations actually didn't mean anything. It was just gameplay. She's like, I cried. It's so unkind. That's so evil. And I'm like, I know, Mom, he sucks. But I was also explaining to her though, the fact that like, when people want to make a mark to make a callback, they're not just nasty like this. Like, okay, great. Corey, you want to be the villain? Then own being a villain. Say all this nasty stuff. I don't want to see you apologizing and crying about it later at all. Like, I want you to sit in your villainy and own it. And then also, though, like, imagine how much of an icon he would be and how much we'd be standing him if he sided with Melissa Big T, didn't let all those other people go, like, from the international side and said, like, listen, I felt like I was on the bottom of the U.S. side. I'm going to go over. I'm going to work with the U.K. team, and I am going to allow ourselves to have a chance and go up against USA. We would be like, yes, go, Corey. We'd be rooting for him. Now we're just like, oh, so like you are being nasty and unkind to people just so you can be at the bottom of the US alliance. Like, that doesn't, to me, that doesn't get a call back. I don't know.
They've already proven that they don't care about him. And he's like talking to them now. This episode, it was like he was just in the group, like everything's normal. And I'm like, he's delusional if he thinks they're not going to use him as the next scapegoat as soon as they need to, like to go against James, to go against like whoever, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and like to King Cooper's point, it's like it even goes like beyond like the OGs. Like even in more recent years, like you have like the Amandas and Ashleys, Marie's, and then even more recent, Jemmy, Nani when she started. But like we were talking about it on Monday, Chantele. It's like even Tori when she started, like did things that like created drama. Like she was much more entertaining. It wasn't like, and she earned her callback, which I'll give her credit for. The people in like the Vacation Alliance, the people that now make the game boring, at one point, like they earned their callback. And the problem with this cast is I think they're assuming that they're going to get callbacks, but they're not earning it. And this was their like trial run. So like of the
to see if they can carry a season and bring it and make it interesting and entertaining.
Yeah. Like of the 24 people on the cast, like 10 of them at most will be back. Like over 50% will not be back.
Yeah.
Okay. So who do we think is going to be back? Someone was actually asking.
Okay. I would say my list is Big T, Melissa.
Yeah.
Probably.
What about of the new people? Like are the people that we haven't really seen.
So I mean, Nurys will be back.
Nurys.
Horacio will be back, even though he's boring. Olivia will be back. Those, and then Jay and Michele. So those 5 for sure.
I think Moriah will be back as well. Unless what you think because of bananas.
I think she's kind of in the middle for me. Like it's like I don't think she'll be a first call, but she'll still be like an option for them. But I don't know.
I think Moriah and Ravyn are like potentially.
I'd rather see Moriah over Ravyn. I'd rather see Moriah over Olivia.
Yeah. And then I think Corey Lay and Emmanuel could potentially come back just because they're good physically and they do cause drama. But other than them, I don't really
who causes the drama? Say that again.
Corey Lay and Emmanuel. I could see them back. I would hope like maybe they give like Callum another shot or Cierran maybe, but like realistically, like I wouldn't be shocked if we never see them again.
Enough opportunity. Also, I agree with Willie that Davon would have really helped this season a lot if we had Davon in there because she knows how to make things happen. and be entertaining.
Well, but I'm not sure though. But like, would she get sucked into the U.S. alliance? Right, because she's actually never.
She would, but her brain is a lot better. So I think she would be leading the J Michele. Like I would hope. But at the same time, I feel like she would appreciate something. I don't know. It would depend. I could see her also working with a big team.
Yeah, I don't think Davon would go after Big T like this. Like, I think
not like this. Because she'd think to herself, "I want to go to the end with Big T. Why would I not?" Davon doesn't want to go to a final with Olivia, Nurys, Michele. Like, I feel like she would want, people she could contend herself, like, go up against.
Mm-hmm.
So Dabu says Olivia and Horacio are likable as underdogs in power. Thumbs down. Yeah. It's true.
I mean, Horacio, like, I don't have problems with Horacio. He's just like kind of irrelevant. Like he's obviously relevant physically, but like on the show, he's kind of irrelevant.
His personality is serving like wet noodle for me now, and I'm just bored by it.
He's kind of like a worse version of Landon.
Yes.
Also, I like Landon better.
I actually forgot that Ed was on this season. I forgot about Ed. I completely forgot about his existence. Like, truly forgot.
I personally am not enjoying his like overamped confessionals.
Where was Michele? Oh yeah, Michele.
Yeah, Michele would have been
good here. That's from the CBS, but like still.
Well, she could have but she's been on one of these before.
And they overlap them now anyway, doesn't it?
Kyland was only on the CBS one too.
So Debbie wants James to win, doesn't know me at all. James does not know me at all.
True.
Yeah, James.
I don't think he'll win, but yes, I like him.
Oh yeah, he definitely won't win because they're just gonna target him like crazy, and that's why they're like pissed at Moriah, right? And they're gonna try to take him out to like weaken her.
Well, let's start with this episode on a banana split. So we got Banana's name in the episode title. And we hear Olivia was doing a lot of confessionals this episode. So I was wondering if she was going to end up being called out or something. Like, I was like, why is she talking so much? Because she hadn't really been that involved in the past few episodes. And so she's worried about Colleen and Ravyn. And I'm like, really? Like, why? They have no power. They're not doing Colleen, especially. Ravyn is a little bit more of a physical competitor, so like I'd be more scared of her. But like, why is Olivia that scared about them? It's just this U.S. alliance is so bad.
Yeah, and they're like, she's worried about the people that are literally just doing whatever they want, like just voting however their core wants.
Melissa and Moriah, we see them hugging. Sorry, wasn't Melissa. Moriah was hugging Melissa. Who else was there? Anyways, two people, I just wrote down the wrong names. And
I think it was Michele.
It was Michele and Moriah were hugging Melissa. Correct. And so she thinks that she has Kyland, James, and Asaf. So Melissa thinks she has some of these people. And I'm like, why aren't they at least showing us why she thinks this? Like, we do know Asaf, we get this kind of confirmed later on the episode that they remind us of at the beginning of the season where they're like, we're both parents, like, let's look out for each other. So reminded of that relationship. Obviously, James being from the UK wants to keep working with her. And then, I guess then Kyland. But like, I don't know why she thinks that she actually has them because everybody's been showing to go with the numbers. Even Kyland, who's been saying like, oh, we should be speaking out as to why we want to throw somebody in. And then he'll be like, Big T. So I don't know why she thinks that like people are going to stick their heels in for her. She's a losing game. Poor thing. So Horacio and Kyland talk about their positioning. And this was the first time we're kind of really seeing Horacio kind of talk about the game and talk about how the game is working. And so we're kind of seeing a little bit of that. But he's also working with Kyland, who is the house pariah. Like, doesn't he not see that Kyland is somebody that they're coming after next and that he might be thrown in next to him just for the fact that they're working together? Not that I don't want him to, but like, he is a liability.
Yeah, I also don't think that it's like serious. Like, I think like the second Nurys tells Horacio, like, no, we're voting in Kyland, like Horacio's just gonna do whatever Nurys says.
Yeah, that's
100%.
Like Moriah was talking about bananas to Olivia, and she wants to tell him, but she's waiting until after the season to tell him. She doesn't want to tell him over the phone. Why are you shaking your head, Matthew?
Well, I mean, it's just like, I know this is like where you get like the, it's very clear that like Moriah is like new to this world. Like you're not going to be able to keep this secret for 3 months when every 3 days you're sending someone home that is going to talk to their friends and then talk to their friends. Like vets are coming in. When vets get eliminated, they're probably going back to the hotel with the person that they were eliminated. And
exactly,
like, Devin goes to the hotel with Callum, and they have a beer at the hotel lobby or whatever. They go like on a vacation for 2 days, and it's like, oh, like tell me about what's happening in the game. Oh, Mariah's banging this big guy James. What does he know that she's dating Bananas? Like if you were a more seasoned player, like you're gonna know, like, yeah, that's getting out there. But like Mariah's thinking, like, oh yeah, like I'll just tell him in 3 months and he won't find out. It's like pretty funny.
So Jessica wants to know if the international players do not know that Asaf is from Are You the One? I'm confused with how they don't think that he's working with the Americans. Like literally being on the same season as Tori and Devin. Correct? Matthew?
Was he on that season?
I don't know. I don't think I saw that season.
Are You the One?
I did see that season.
He didn't him and Tori date, or like they tried to date?
I don't remember, but I think that he was on the same season as them.
But Tori and Devin weren't on the same season.
Aren't they? Weren't they?
No, Devin was on the season with Nelson and Amanda, I thought.
Hold on, let me just look at the cast here.
Or Devin was on Tori was not on the season with like Kiki.
Tori was on the season with Mike and
but Tori's on the season with Asaf, so hold on.
No, I think it was All Star. Like they did like Are You the One All Star?
Yes. So Tori and Devin were together on the second time they were back. Like for the All Stars, Are You the One? Yeah.
Second chances.
Second chances, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me find out.
Tori was on season 4. Devin was on season 3.
Yeah, Devin's original season was not with Tori though.
It was with Amanda and Nelson.
Yeah,
and Mike.
That was an
Mike. Okay, right, because Mike was Amanda's boyfriend, and Amanda doesn't like Tori for the fact that Tori was like, before she got on the show, the season after, she was like DMing Mike and trying to, I don't know, get information from Mike about like casting and like being like, oh my God, I'm gonna be on the show too. Mm-hmm. And then they started dating after that, which is kind of sketch. I would be irritated too if I was Amanda. But Asaf was on season 3 or 4.
I don't remember what he was on.
4. Okay, so 4 was with Tori.
Okay,
and they were trying to date on the show, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, but also like, I just feel as though Moriah, knowing, okay, I've made this decision. He's gonna find out. Who cares when? We were not official anyway. It's Bananas, and you have to know that he cheats on everyone. So. Yeah. They're not even together officially. So that would mean that she shouldn't have to say anything to him at all. You finished the season. You guys were never friends. You don't have to talk to him afterwards. You know that he's already going to know. She can just own it. Yeah.
I think so. It's because they have those like Skype calls and stuff like that. Like she could.
Yeah, but he apparently didn't want to be called, didn't want to be on the season at all. Didn't want that to be a storyline, and probably told her not to call her, you know?
Well, exactly. So, I mean, he has her kind of in a chokehold and being like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, well, then let her live her life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so Olivia thinks Moriah is straying, and like her whole take on Moriah is actually annoying me as well, because like I feel like it's like a jealousy thing. This is sort of what she did to Cachet. She didn't like that Cachet was the fan favorite, it seemed, anyways, from my perspective. She was in that relationship with that other guy, Corey. Not in the relationship, sorry. She was teaming up with them, and they were voted in as like favorite couple. And then all of a sudden now Olivia has a crush on him, and then like takes away the guy, and now Cachet goes home, and they're supposed to be best friends. And so it just seems that there's like jealousy. She doesn't like that Moriah has like a guy here, and that like, I don't know, that she has options that are not just the US Alliance, but the fact that she's just like thinks that Mariah's straying, and she's upset that that she's friends with Zara. Like, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of how Olivia is perceiving Moriah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Olivia just like wants to be like the head of the snake, and like when her like numbers, like when she feels they're straying in any way, she is not happy about it. Like it is giving like she's kind of like trying to run the show like a Tori would. I think like she's probably like learned from that kind of game and she's trying to replicate it. And yeah, it's just like doesn't make for like fun TV, and it's like not like it makes her like seem a little like off, like it's off-putting to the fans and other players. Like on Twitter, people are like not like other players in the game are like not happy with Olivia. Like Moriah is like saying all this shit that she like wishes she knew what Olivia was saying before, because then like she never would have like gone after Colleen, like she never would have like listened to Olivia. But like it's all like behind the back, right?
Yep. So Asaf and Melissa are talking again about, both of them being parents and stuff like that. And then we see in the confessional Asaf being like, am I the new Devin? Is Asaf the new Devin?
I mean, not even close. I mean, they're both annoying, but Devin is a much better player and like much better at like maneuvering the game.
And at least making me laugh sometimes in the confessional.
Oh yeah, like again, like credit where it's due. Like Devin has like earned his place on the challenge because like he brings something. Like he's like witty. He sometimes will stir shit up, more so in the past, and like he's like very capable with like puzzles. Like he's really good in eliminations actually, and I mean Asaf has proven nothing, right?
Yeah, not a good mastermind. I actually I'm up and down about Devin, but I'm more up than down because I find him at least to be smart, and sometimes his jokes are land and they're funny.
Yeah, I used to love Devin a lot, like up until like really the last like 2 seasons. But I mean, I'm sure there'll be seasons in the future where his like back is against the wall a little bit more, and I'll start to like him again.
Well, and also like he's got his win now, so like he might not play as cautiously, which will be more interesting.
Yeah.
Emmanuel and Colleen are talking, and Emmanuel wants to keep her in the game, and so they kind of not commiserate, but they kind of talk about their upbringings and like how Colleen was always taught to not dream too big, and she wants to use her psychology to be able to help people start dreaming bigger and doing more. And so like I really like Colleen. I think she's actually a really kind, good person. I just wish she was better at this game to know that she was just so totally expendable.
Yeah,
so bad. I think
she's currently on Bachelor in Paradise, Germany,
yeah.
And like I was like, when I saw that, I was like, you know what, like that is the perfect show for her, because like you said, like she's very nice, like she's obviously very good looking, and she like she's got a great personality. I just don't know if like a game that's supposed to be more like physical and like cutthroat is like the right game for her. Like she like clearly like, and there's the language barrier too.
Love Island games could be good for her.
Yeah, like she like that would be fun. Like it's like she is like physical enough. Like not that she's a bad competitor, but I just don't know if like putting her on like the American challenge is like the best fit when she's got no friends here. She is always going to be on the bottom, and like she doesn't like pop in the confessionals, but like yeah, she's super sweet. And
since Bachelor Nation seems to be taking pages out of Love Island, like last season, they did a kind of like the whole Casa Amor type vibe. Do you think that Bachelor Nation will do Bachelor games where they will have different contestants from the different franchises around the world, and then maybe we will get a Colleen playing Bachelor games?
I mean, they really should, because like the Bachelor franchise is like getting very stale.
Yeah.
And like they added like the Golden Bachelor, which a lot of people liked. Like I thought it was okay. But like there needs to be some sort of
you watched it though.
I did watch
like,
it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But like at least you watched it. Like
yeah.
Now I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette season.
Oh, like I'll still watch it, but like literally every season is the exact same. Like it's the same formula. There's like a villain for 2 weeks, they go home, then there's like a new villain, they go home, and like none of these villains are actually villains. But like, and then Paradise is the same every year. It's like fake engagements. They break up like 2 weeks later. So like
24 hours later, but
yeah, like, why not try like, hey, like let's get Bachelor in Paradise contestants from all over the world. And I mean, we had like Sam from Canada go into the US version. Like, why not like mix and match with UK, Germany? Australia. Like, I think that would be cool.
But I want them to do some games, some activities.
I also think we should have more Bachelor Nation people on the challenge. Like, we've only had one person, I believe.
She was from Canada, wasn't she?
Oh, I thought it was Chase was on.
The guy Chase, and there was a black girl. I can't remember her name, and I think she was from Bachelor Canada. I don't remember her name though. I think she was on the season. I think she was on the season where the twins were on, and then one twin didn't get on. What's that one?
War of the Worlds one.
Was it one?
Yeah, that was with the Nolan twins, right?
Okay, yeah, where they had to run down the sand hill and then they picked their partners. Yeah, I think she was on that season.
I just think
Bachelor
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember her, but yeah,
you guys are good.
Bachelor people would be incredible on the challenge because, like, they hook up. Like, they are like in very good shape. Yeah, they're attractive. They're also dumb, so like they're gonna do stupid things, which will be fun for TV. But like, look at like Corinne was on House of Villains, and like she was awesome for like 5 weeks on there. Like, I would love to see her come on the challenge, and just like, she probably wouldn't win, but like she'd be fun.
She'd be fun. She'd be hooking up. She'd get pissed off.
And she's not afraid to like say stuff to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Give me like crazy Chad on the challenge. Like, he would be absolutely batshit on there.
Chad is messy.
Yeah, messy. He probably would be like a liability though. They probably wouldn't like sign off on him coming on.
Like, I don't know if they have enough cold cuts for him.
Yeah.
Willie says that Shailene was weak and cost Leroy the elimination. Yes, but like, we're just giving. There's only been 2 examples of Bachelor people that have been on the season.
Yeah,
like a season of the challenge, and they should bring more. I agree. I don't need to see people from Big Brother on. Like, they might as well be people from The Bachelor. Who cares? Ooh, and Fisa, you think would be good?
I mean, she is in like incredible. She's like a bodybuilder, so I mean, physically, like, I feel like she would do well. I mean, personality wise, there's she's not the greatest, but
yeah,
no offense to her.
But she seems like she has like a bit of a. She's a sore loser, and like she would take things personally, so like that could be interesting if she like feels like she's done wrong. Jessica agrees that they need more Love Island and Bachelor on the show. Absolutely, they'll be messy and give us something nice to look at. Exactly.
Yeah. Dating show people are so fun for like TV. Like, I mean, like Johnny Middlebrooks, like everyone knows how much I love him. Like, he should be on next season or whenever, like 41. Just give us like more dating people that like want to hook up and like stir up trouble. That's what we need more of. Like, we don't need Ed, who's like coming from the circle, who played the circle with his mother. Like, he's so boring.
He could not be more boring. Like, I actually can't believe how much I forget about him. Every episode, I'm like, right, there's another guy though, isn't there? Yeah. I'm like, right, like, he talks, he's there.
He always just has these really intense.
It's literally
like, I'm just like,
it's gone.
With your...
he leaves the screen, and I'm like, what just happened? I like completely.
His confessionals are so intense, but like, it lacks substance. He's always taking a deep breath after. So he tries to kiss Melissa, actually, Emmanuel. And then we also find him that he's snuggling with Olivia, and Olivia kind of has a crush on him. And like, I don't know if this is where it was shown, but everyone seems to be having a crush on Emmanuel. Why aren't they showing
by crush, they mean he's hitting on them and they're accepting and hooking up. Like Colleen said, she hooked up with him.
Olivia did say, like, I kind of have a crush on him.
Okay.
At the cat's out of the bag. I think she said.
Right. But I mean, it's also like when he's pursuing, there's no, like, he's the person there that's pursuing you. It's like, you're going to be like, ooh, I'm wanted. Like, I don't know. There's a little bit of that, right?
That's true. And like, he's a good competitor. So like, why say no? And it's clandestine because they all know he has a girlfriend. So like, they have whatever that allure is.
Yeah. So they don't care. Like, it's open that Ravyn and Olivia have both been doing stuff and they both see it. It's on camera. And I'm sure they're aware and they just don't care, I guess.
Dabu says there is an F-boy voice.
Oh, God, I know.
Corey and Nelson God.
I know. Now, like, and Kyle's like booed up now, too. So
And like, not that I liked him, but Bear was at that before, like he became even more deplorable. He was also that like, you know, F boy, super F boy.
Yeah, well, Emmanuel definitely like fills that void.
I guess I just don't like him at all.
Well, he just needs to like. I wish like he knew how to like present the image better. Like not that he needs to be like flaunting it and like bragging, but like people like Tony and like Corey and Nelson, they just like shined a little bit more like while they were like behaving this way, and like it made for better TV in my opinion.
Well, I think like with like Corey and them, like they didn't annoy me in the confessionals. Maybe Corey did, but like, and maybe Nelson did. Maybe I'm lying. But like with Emmanuel, he just like, he's so arrogant and cocky about like how good of a player he is. And it's like, you're not that great of a player. You haven't really done anything to prove that much. Like, relax. And then also you're being a scumbag. I'm like, I don't know. Oh, maybe, you know what? Nelson's at least funny, so that was redeeming of Nelson.
I mean, Tony, I think is hilarious.
It was Tony's was the one that I didn't necessarily annoy me.
Yeah,
the other two did though. Corey used to annoy me, but I'd take him any day now. That's terrible. Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna play Doomsticks for the daily. It's gonna be 7 teams of 2 and 1 team of 3. Can't they just change the daily?
Like, what are they doing? Like, why do they feel the need to do dumb shit like this? It makes no sense.
Thumbs down.
Like, literally,
so freaking annoying.
Why not put like the mud wrestling one this week and put like just make this when it's an even number,
or so somebody like is out of it and they have to choose a team to be rooting on, like they do.
To root for, and you get the like they do on Survivor.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I'm sorry, that challenge when you have one team of 3, and by chance the one team with an extra person
wins every round.
Are you serious? Are you out of your mind, TJ? I know it's not your choice, but how can you be sanctioning this?
Well, and so what they have to do is like they have to run back and forth and put like a baton from one side to the other side, and then protect also the batons. And as much as like this would be fun in a normal game where there wasn't a huge alliance, like there's already a big alliance, so the people that they want out are going to get out no matter what. So the fact that the part of the big alliance is stacked with a team of 3, it's like there's nothing that anybody else can do here because they're just outnumbered. And so anyways, Emmanuel though is pissed off at Kyland still, so he's sabotaging Kyland and Michele. And I was like, Michele can't even save Kyland. Like, so frustrating.
Yeah, nobody could do anything here, and like you're just eliminating the people that are going to be the targets immediately. Like Colleen and Melissa were eliminated after the first round when Melissa came in second, and then she just gets eliminated. Like, why? I just like, if you're going to do something like this, just have them do like the losing team is eliminated and have there be 6 rounds instead of 3 rounds. Like that would be so much better and more fair.
And like they'd at least be tired, so it'd be like mini final type of like endurance, you know?
Yeah, like it would still be unfair that a team has 3, but at least then like other teams have a chance, and you can't just pick off 4 teams in the first 2 rounds. It was so absurd.
Kiwi says, yes, even do like Survivor when they can pick a team to back. Exactly.
Or like what they could have done is like there's one extra girl. So like, all right, whichever girl doesn't get drawn, she gets to like sit out the first round. And then whichever guy is eliminated repartners with her. So she gets the advantage of one safe round, and then she still has a partner after. Like do something like whatever.
Too complicated for them, but that works.
Well, I mean, the easiest thing would be do this last week when there was an even number, but
or next week when there's an even number. Like,
yeah,
like why they had to do it this week.
I guess like they didn't know that Big T was gonna beat Kaz, and like maybe it was planned that way, but like it doesn't seem that hard to like change a minor thing like that.
Just make them sit out, and so like you lucky you pulled the right thing, and you could sit out of this one
exactly,
and you're safe. Like you're part of the winning team, whatever. So yeah, Sauce, Zara, and Ravyn are the winners. I didn't even write anything about this stupid thing.
There's nothing to say.
There's nothing to say.
Well, that was the first round, and then okay, the second round though, which is I think the worst of them all, was the fact that like they're pulling something heavy and they have an extra person. Are you kidding me? And like, there's people that are like half their size, but if there's just two of them that are just like having so much trouble. So of course they win the second round. Like they have an extra person pulling a heavy sled where they have to pick up extra heavy pieces. Like even more unfair.
Yeah, like Moriah and Jay could like barely move it. And like Moriah is jacked. Like, I mean, obviously Jay is not like the biggest guy, but still like they couldn't move it. And then like this team of three, like obviously you can move it. You have an extra 100 pounds on you. Like I know like Zara and like Ravyn are like not like the biggest girls, but it's still an extra 100 pounds there.
100% at least, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last round, so like so Jay and Moriah were the worst at this one, so they're automatically eliminated. And then the three of them, Assaf, Zara, and Ravyn, cut Olivia and Corey and Horacio and Nurys. The last one is pickup sticks. So they're gonna have to pick up pieces and run back and forth to solve these puzzle pieces. And people are banking on those three not being the smartest. But Berna is like just such. They wanted to keep Berna in the game because Berna had some sort of groin injury. And so who is she running with? I didn't write it down.
She was with Emmanuel.
Yeah. So, all right, of course. So Berna and Emmanuel are like, they get all their puzzle pieces together. They basically just have to use, I don't know, it's like 9 pieces to make a cube. And Berna's always just like, no, that's wrong. No, don't do this. Move that. And she's never right. And it's just like, Berna, maybe just let other people do something sometimes instead of just trying to like prevent people from trying something. Or if you're going to say it's wrong without like showing where the right answer might be. Anyways, they lost, and the power three were able to win because they had 3 people on this puzzle, and it was easier for them to do. So they won. Are we excited about this?
No.
You should be on this, not excited, but like if you're Melissa, this should be like one of the best case scenarios if you didn't win yourself, because you've got people who are supposedly supporting you besides Ravyn, but that it should be 2-1. But of course, these people are never going to fight for you and never make any like strong decisions.
Yeah,
it's just very disappointing, but not shocking. You know what I mean?
You want to explain your photo, Matthew?
I explained that. I guess you maybe missed the beginning. No, I just wanted to celebrate true love after Moriah betrayed Bananas like that. And like Tori and Jordan are the picture of like a healthy and strong relationship
that arose from cheating.
Yeah, arose from infidelity, ended in infidelity, but Moriah is the devil.
So Ravyn, Zara, and Asaf each get 5 points. I don't even know who has who. This season has made me so upset. Is it going to get better, guys? Is it?
I mean, it'll be like very exciting to see like Laurel, Cara, and CT, I think.
Yes, I'm excited to see them.
And I guess maybe this is how they plan it. Maybe the producers were like, we know that the major alliance is just going to throw in like the low-hanging fruit with like against Casey and against like Kaz. And so the fact that they're kind of saving all their big players to go up against their big players, I guess that's kind of like, you guys didn't play this one out well. Because like what, Michele will end up going up against Laurel, likely,
well,
right? Like
if Laurel pulls the,
I hope so.
Sword.
She has to,
and they're gonna make CT against Jay. Like it's all gonna be that for sure,
right? And then
the thing is, like Darrell and Brad are like kind of irrelevant, to be honest. It, like, I feel like it's gonna be like Darrell and Brad one of them will go against James and one will go against Kyland.
Yeah,
right.
Unless like they obviously, and if they pull the other one, like Darrell and Brad are just gonna do whatever the house wants, I feel.
Yeah, we're just excited to see the vets, and I'm not even that excited to see the vets in the future. I haven't really been that excited to see anybody up until this point. So Emmanuel wants to throw down Horacio, with Kyland being at the house vote, but because the trio wins, we learn that it's going to be a women elimination, even though they were kind of alternating back and forth, but they were assuming it was going to be a man, but no, it's a woman again. How do we feel about this?
Why?
Yeah, I was not happy about that. Like I was like, again, like obviously like I knew Melissa was going to be the target or one of the two targets at least. So it's like, okay, like solid chance Melissa's going to go in. And I was just, I haven't seen anything about Brad. I mean, we know Brad's coming,
We saw
but
his photo.
I feel like because Brad was like the alternates, like they just like they're not like hyping him as much. Also, like Brad is like fine, but like he's nothing special, right? Like, he's not like
do you think that maybe Bananas is like, do you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna be a mercenary.
No, Bananas will not be coming. No way. He's like, wait, he does not want to be part of this.
Yeah, he's already the title of this episode. That's going to be too much for him.
I imagine Bananas is not happy that like they're using him like as part of the storyline without him being there too. I definitely can see Bananas being pretty upset about that.
So who's Cara going to call out? Dabu thinks Michele or Olivia, someone getting shine in her absence.
Yeah, if Cara pulls the champ choice, she'll go after someone in the majority for sure.
But how will she know?
Well, someone will tell her. Like Polly, like is looped in with these people, right?
Okay, well, hopefully someone tells her, because that would be my only worry, is that she has never really played with any of these people, so she wouldn't really be aware of what the key is. Obviously, she wouldn't be afraid to just go against whoever looks strongest, because she like.
Cara has played with Big T and Melissa though, so they could have told her.
Oh yeah, if they like cross paths at any point.
I'm sure they're crossing.
Yeah, or like, well, they also know that vets are coming in, so like, right. I'm sure like they did some like snooping around, like, hey, Cara, are you coming? Like, go after Olivia.
Or like if they're all in the same hotel, like they're gonna probably be a day or two before they fly back home. So maybe that's when they're gonna they're gonna cross paths with Cara in the hotel pool training, or something.
Yeah. I also wonder if like Big T, like obviously she's got a relationship with CT. And like Big T like sends a message to CT. It's like, CT, like you have to go after Jay. Like he's like the head of the snake. Like he fucked over me and Melissa, blah, blah, blah. CT's like, all right, like Big T, I like you. I don't really care about anyone else here. So yeah, I'll go against Jay.
Yes, I'm in. So while the trio is deliberating, Ravyn is kind of threatening Zara, being like, if you don't do this, like I'm coming for you. We're all coming for you. And I'm just like, whatever,
and then
Ravyn.
You cut to Ravyn being shocked when they throw her in once the other girls are gone.
Yeah, she's gonna be like that mean mugging kind of face. Like, shut up.
And Zara and Asaf like just caving immediately there. It's like,
immediately,
like, we don't care.
Both
like,
of them.
Well, Asaf says like, oh, I'm not gonna make a decision, so you guys decide. Like, screw off. Indecision is the decision.
Yeah.
Asaf. Kyland, though, okay, so I wonder what you guys think of this. So when they decide that Melissa was going to be who they were throwing in, Kyland, in defense of Melissa, is kind of like saying to Asaf, like, how could you say that you're going to work and protect a mother and then not live up to that, which is similar what he did in Big Brother to Xavier. But we were not impressed by being like, how can you swear on, like, or what kind of example are you going to be to your nephew or whatever it was. So what do we think about this time?
I mean, before we get to this, I do have to say, like, that Big Brother moment was one of my favorite moments in Big Brother history. It was like very cringe, but like I thought we were getting fists on live TV, and like I was like perked up on my seats, and it was like the most I paid attention to Big Brother in my entire life. So while it was like very like dark and like not cool, I have to say, like, I did love that moment. But I'll let
Julie be
you
like, Kyland.
That was like some of the best TV I've ever seen live. That was like Will Smith and like slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Yeah,
I thought we were getting that, so I quite enjoyed that, even though it was like very dark. This was like a little bit lighter, and apparently, Melissa was on the Challenge podcast, and she was saying that like Kyland was with Melissa when she had the conversation with Asaf, and Kyland confirmed this on Twitter too. And Asaf basically like said to her, like, hey, like we're both parents, like we are gonna protect each other. I want to like do this for my kids. I know you want to do this for your kids. Like you're a single mom. So when he ultimately like didn't do anything to stand up for her, like Kyland like stood up for his woman. which I actually like. I like to see that. It was.
Yeah, I was down for it. I didn't, but then of course, Asaf just completely. Oh, what you saying about my mom? What are you saying about this? What are you saying about this? And like, just so classic avoidant, so classic projecting. We saw clips of him saying that to her. She didn't bring that forward. He brought it forward. He said, "We're both parents." Like he was doing anything in his power or in the conversations they'd had to make her feel as safe as possible.
And what's
just
the
for
point?
what? The off chance that she might have won a daily and then he would have been protected. It's like I understand that like there's strategy in making everyone think that you've got them, but like to go to that degree and then freak out when someone calls you out on it, it's like it's tea, it's truth. And also like, yeah, like obviously I didn't love Kyland doing that to Xavier, but also like I love the boldness of just being mad when you get screwed over. Like I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
Obviously it wasn't
like you don't need to take the high road all the time.
And it's like when someone gets really mad, like when they get eliminated on Survivor or something. It's like I don't need to see you just be so like, oh, it's a great game.
Thank
like,
you, game.
I'm fine for you to have that moment and then come
I'm not
around.
going to be like, I still love you. Like whatever happens, happens. Like I will not be that. I will be bitter. I'll be pissed. Like I will call you out. I will call you a snake. Like I am not going to be.
Exactly. And Kylan, like, I didn't like him in Big Brother, but I didn't like him for all of his gameplay. Like I didn't like his game at all.
I was dying though, like when Asaf is like, "What you talking about my mother?" He didn't say anything. He said like, "You're making a deal with Melissa because she's a mother." And Asaf's like, "You're talking about my mother? You're talking about my mother?" And Kylan's just like, "No, I'm talking about you." I was dying there. That was so funny. And like,
when he's like, "Kylan, you just started a war with me." Like, really? Nobody's scared of you, Asaf.
No, yeah, like, Asaf does not want the heat.
It's like a soft, because he's soft.
He is soft, and like, I honestly am rooting for Kylan right now only because he's not like he's trying to go a little bit against the grain. But I agree, the issue is he doesn't have follow through. He still goes along with what everyone else. And I understand if no one is going with him, like, what are you supposed to do? But I would hope that.
It would have been really cool to see him stand up for like to be like, listen, like I know you have a problem with her, Ravyn, and like I would love to honor that, but like I said that I told my wife that I was going to make sure that I protected anybody else that had children that were there. And I just can't go against what I said to my wife. I can't go against what I said to Melissa because I know what it's like to come here and be doing something for your children. I'm sorry. I can't. I have to.
Yeah. And then Zara should stand up as well and be like, yeah, I'm going to do this one thing. And then you have that excuse to fall back on, hey, it was just for this one vote. Like, and then you can go for a Colleen or for whoever, if you want to do a stupid, boring, safe choice, fine. But you didn't have to do Melissa. Like, save that for them because they're always going to go after her before you.
And then with Ravyn not being like, well, like even if we don't put her in now, the house is going to vote her in anyways. It's like, well, then let the house vote her in anyways, but like allow them to at least save face with her in this moment. Like, yeah. Anyways, it would be a nice thing to do. So I kind of hear saying Asaf and Corey didn't need to do all this lying with Big T and Melissa. They didn't have power and wasn't going to get any power. Exactly. It's like, why do they have to do so much for people that have no power whatsoever? It's just unfair, unkind, and just unsavory. So Michele, Moriah, and Zara are all talking. Michele they're basically not saying anybody's name for the nominations. So she can only really say Colleen. That's the only name that Michele can really say. It's club time. Ed thinks that is talking to Colleen and thinks it's going to be either Berna or Colleen. And Colleen is like shocked that Ed's saying that it might be her name. And she's like getting kind of irritated. I'm like, what did you think was going on?
Yeah. I mean, she must have been thinking that it was going to be Berna, but even if that was the case, like, isn't Berna close to Colleen?
Sorry, Asaf is not soft. He eats 5 bananas a day.
Yeah.
Sorry, I laughed. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was either like the only like realistic options is like, all right, Colleen or Berna. So the fact that like Colleen is like shocked that it might be her, it's like kind of silly. Like all the other women are like Americans. And like they're only going after internationals. And
Who was going
Zara's
to be
not
next?
available.
What did she think?
She probably thought it was going to be Berna or Ravyn. But sorry, Ravyn was safe, so she probably thought it was going to be Berna. No one else would make sense to even like potentially think it could be.
And so she's shocked that her name was part of the mix?
Yeah, because I think she's thinking, oh, the 38 girls are together, and like Berna wasn't on 38, so she's next. That's the only thing that would make any sense to me.
Asaf and Melissa are having a bit of an argument. Is this fight points or is this just like a heated discussion?
No, I think Assaf and Kyland is the fight points.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, of course. Did I write them down? Oh yeah, I did. Okay. So Asaf and Melissa are arguing, and like Asaf doesn't see how he's being hypocritical, and Melissa, she's not the best at articulating what the other person's doing wrong. She kind of gives them a reason to be like, oh, you're acting like this, and they start talking about other things in the actual issue, unfortunately. But she does believe that her daughter, that's 3 years old, is smarter than Asaf. Do we agree or disagree here? I've never met her daughter, but
yeah, I've never met the daughter, but I'd say there's a decent shot.
Tracks. It tracks. Okay, so Emmanuel is dancing with everyone. I mean, okay, I don't like Emmanuel, but I do like a dancer, and people that like dancing, that are fun to dance with, that would maybe be a way into my heart. Mm-hmm. So I guess I understand his allure a little bit more. Michele, you wouldn't be swayed?
No.
A little bit of dancing?
Not maybe into dancing, but that's it. Like, it's like if you're living in the house with them and you see their behavior, to me, that's such a cringe. Like, yeah.
James,
I find his face annoying.
Well, it's because you're just annoyed with him, so everything he does is annoying you, I think.
Yeah. He has like a blank stare always. Like even when like he's having like a heart-to-heart with someone, he's just like staring into the abyss. And do
you think he's translating? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like I was thinking, like I don't know. Are they like getting like weed in this house? It seems like he's like high almost.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sophie was saying that we're getting 17 more episodes. Do you think we're getting that many?
Probably.
Like, it feels like we've had 700 already.
We're probably getting. Well, no, there'd be like what 22 episodes, 23.
I think more. I would guess more. I mean, let's just say there's like 1 or 2 like non-eliminations. Like we've already had 1 non-elimination. Let's say there's 1 or 2 more, plus like a 2-part final. How many people are left in the game? We've lost 8 people, so there's 16 people left. Yeah, 16 people left, and only 1 person's leaving a week. If there's 2 non-eliminations,
I feel like they could also speed that up at some point and do double eliminations.
Wait, stop it, guys.
I'm gonna guess that including the reunion, there'll probably be 26 episodes.
Oh my god, that's 17.
Let me check how many episodes last season was.
I think there was 22 last season and 23 with, I think.
I'm gonna check right now.
I kind of says like Emmanuel can dance his way out of the house. Emmanuel gives hoop claps, I think, but I can't get over him. He's like annoying Mario that over the chart overcharts his skills. Absolutely. Yeah, we are only in the second portion, so we will have a third portion.
Okay, yeah, I was overdoing it a bit. Last season there was 21 episodes, so yeah, we'll probably get not 26. We'll probably get like around 20.
Why can't there be 18 episodes? Like 22 or 25 is too much. I know.
Yeah, I think this season I think it should be like 14 episodes.
I mean, I wish that there was like 1 more month left.
Yeah, and then just like let's get to All Stars. Let's film season 40 and like get it going quicker. Like we get a better cast.
Okay, Jess here is helping us out. So 5 more vets, 4 eliminations between challenge, and then there's an 8-part final and 3. No, that's too much. No, musical performances by Jay and Asaf. I thought you were being serious in the beginning. Oh my gosh!
But that makes sense. Like the like if there's an he said 8-part final, so obviously he's joking, but if it's like an 8-person final, that would make sense. 5 vets, 4 eliminations after, so cut from 18 to 9. And then
remember when Emmy performed her new song?
Alien.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But like I could totally see Jay and Assaf playing a song.
Yeah.
Like Jess, that's like, are we putting that out in the universe? No. Brutal. Okay, so we see James talking to Moriah. I kind of mentioned this conversation before, where he's just basically like, they don't care about you. You're next. Now, what do you think is coming first? The fact that she's cozying up to James, and so they're trusting her less, and he's recognizing that she's being less trusted, or if she wasn't going to be with James at all, do you think that she would be more insulated and they would like trust her, or do you just think that they're finding a reason to like put her on the outs?
I think they're finding a reason, because they also said, or they said either earlier or afterwards, that Nurys' number 1 was Olivia at the time. Michele's number 1 was who did she say it was?
Berna?
I thought she said it was Moriah. But or Jay.
Oh, maybe she did say Moriah, but like I feel like Mariah's like Michelle's true number 1 is Jay. Mm-hmm. So like if they're looking to like cut someone from that, like I feel like Moriah is like a natural person there. Like it would make sense, because like someone's got to go, and like Nurys is probably going to want to get Horacio in on this, and I'm sure Olivia wants Horacio in on the core as well. So I feel like it is more like trying to find a reason, because like James has no numbers, so like why is he like super scary to their game?
I have no idea. Safety Palace. That's the song that we want to hear on the reunion. So James thinks that Olivia, Nurys, and Michele, they are the nucleus of that alliance, and they need to go. And I'm like, yeah, you have no numbers though to get this to happen. It's really annoying. Olivia thinks that Moriah is ruining her game, and I'm like, Olivia, just allow her to ruin her game. But I think it's just giving her reasons to call her in and being like, we don't trust you anymore. Like, you know, you're cozying up with James. I don't know if you're on our side. I feel like you choose him over us. Like doing some Boston Rob Redemption Island shit.
Yeah.
So after the club, we see Colleen crying about Emmanuel to Asaf, talking about how she's bad taste in men. She thinks he's the biggest player. She only likes bad boys. And then we see her talking to Berna about the same issue, and she's crying to Berna as well. And they're talking to each other in German, which I'd actually like that, because I felt like they were being a little bit more vulnerable when they're speaking in their native language. So I did like that moment for them. Berna. Who would ever thought Berna would be comforting Colleen? Like, remember the beginning where like Colleen was comforting Berna, and she's like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Just listen to me.
Well, the best, like Berna's like, yeah, like Colleen can be like very emotional. Like, what? Berna, you're the one saying that?
We also learned that she had many romantic moments with Emmanuel that he didn't want shown on camera. And this was found out in like her confessional. Like her producers were prodding hard.
Yeah. I like that they showed that.
And I like how like she was like done with him, and it's like, you know what? Like I am gonna say this. Like, yeah. It seems like there was like a bit of like spite to it, which like I like to see. I like to see like the spiciness. Like, hey, if you're gonna like fuck me over, then like I'm gonna call you out on your shit, and everyone's gonna know.
So Colleen has a talk with Emmanuel and basically says that she doesn't want to be a part of this love triangle because she sees him cozying up to Ravyn as well as Olivia, and she just doesn't want to be part of that triangle. So I'm like, he didn't even seem to care, which was also really annoying. I was like, apologize or say something, but like he's like, okay, just kind of walked away.
Yeah, that's what I mean with him. Like, I feel like he has like characteristics that like could be good for the show. He just like does not present himself well as like a TV character. Yeah, so it's like he's in like all this drama. He's like the cause of all this drama, but like he plays it off as if like, oh yeah, I don't give a shit, and like it's just feels like very boring when like it should be exciting. Like this, if this was Tony or Corey, like it would be a
girls
way
would be
bigger.
crying and screaming at each other, and
yeah, it would be a spectacle because like they are better personalities for like a TV show.
Mm-hmm. Berna wants. Wait, sorry. So Colleen is playing to Berna and Emmanuel, and you know they have been. She's upset because she's been protecting the core people, and it's like, yeah, well, facts, you have been, but like not realizing that they're not going to be standing up for you as much. Berna wants to see Moriah in there. I'm also annoyed though that like there's a person that the outliers of the US Alliance can point their finger at, being Moriah, just because it looks like she's straying and they could say that like she's not with you and like she's going to choose James. I'm just frustrated that like they have this out. Olivia, Nurys, Jay, Michele, and Corey are all talking, and they're all upset with Moriah as well because she's also protecting Zara, and because Zara is, James' number one, and so like, I hate that the U.S. Alliance just wants to make everything so boring. Like,
and yet Zara still didn't fight at all to put in one of them when she had power. You only get power so many times. And when you get power, do something with it. That's what makes you memorable and exciting. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand what, like...
Well, and Zara and Ravyn have done it 3 times, I think it was, each. They've had power. And they have protected the U.S. Alliance a lot. So the fact that they don't want her to stay in the game is also frustrating. I don't know. I wrote down, I hate this group bullying shit. I hate this alliance. I was so fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
So we see Colleen pitching to Jay and Corey, and she's thinking like maybe it should be Moriah. But then you see Corey being like, well, it's too late. Like, you should have come to me earlier if you wanted me to work with you. And I was like, ugh.
Oh, please. It's too late now. But like you waited until a deliberation to call out Big T and whatever.
So at the nominations, pretty much everyone says Colleen. Emmanuel says Moriah. Nurys says Berna. And after we see Melissa and who in the kitchen? Why did I write Kyle? Oh, Kyland. I'm like, Kyle's in the kitchen. No. Obviously, we're seeing Kyle in the kitchen. She's really worried that the elimination is going to be a puzzle, and he's like telling her to have confidence in herself and kind of giving her a little bit of a pep talk. We get to the arena, and Colleen's teeny tiny because Melissa looks super tall next to Colleen. How do we know how tall Melissa is? I feel like she's like 5'6".
No, I think Colleen is like 5'2".
Okay. She looks teeny tiny. Yeah. And I always thought Melissa was teeny tiny. Okay, so one of the greatest players to ever play the game, winning 9 seasons, and playing 9 seasons. Out of 9 seasons, she's been to 6 finals, and she's won 1 and is the current reigning champion. It's Miss Tori Deal.
When I tell you that I have never been so confused as he starts saying it, and I was like, oh my God, I've hated this episode so much, but at least I'll see Cara Maria or Laurel, or like, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, because like Cara, you could say, is one of the greatest in her own way of playing the game, right? Absolutely. Like I was like, okay, he's saying all this, like, this is crazy. It's got to be one of them. And then to have Tori, I actually was like, how underwhelming. Why are you saying she's a goat? Since when?
TJ better give Cara like an insane introduction if that's what Tori got.
Like, what are you gonna say about CT? If that's what you said about Tori.
Yeah, like we need like a 30-minute intro for Cara and CT if Tori's getting this.
Players of all time.
People were talking about that like all over Twitter. It's like, oh yeah, like Tori's like obviously great for like a modern player, but like, come on, like be real here. Like, I know like they're trying to hype her up because she's like the new face of the show, but like she's really not like maybe she's like top 10 females of all time. But
and like she's I'm not. It's not to say that she's not good, but like I'm trying to think like that's like even if they were to say like say Nani had won once. And they were like, she's one of the greatest to ever play. She's not one of the greatest to ever play.
No, like
she's a great player. She has her thing. She's great. Like
she
has won once. She has her thing.
Insulated herself into an alliance that allows her to make it far every time.
Bring out Evelyn. Like I was like, oh, where's Evelyn? Like if you're gonna say I'm bringing out one of the greatest female players of all time, come on.
Yeah, there was the video of like Berna was like freaking out when Tori came out. Like she was like, it looked like she was like in tears. She was like so excited. And there was like the clip was posted all over Twitter. So I reposted it. I'm like, it's weird that Berna's doing this for Tori, but like not gonna lie, I would do the exact same thing if Evelyn came out and I was there. But like that's Evelyn. Like you don't expect, like everyone expects to see Tori. Like I'm only freaking out like that if someone that I do not expect to show up.
If Coral comes out, I'd be like, like you know what I mean, like something crazy.
I'm just like maybe they were just told to be really amped and hyped up but I just like I don't know if I'd be jumping up and down for anybody. Jessica here is saying maybe I'm just a hater, but I was rolling my eyes watching everyone be so excited just to see Tori come out. Simmer down, she's not that legendary. Agreed, and I just can't imagine like. Like I don't know. There's not many people that would get me that hyped.
I just think it's just so expected. Like we know like Casey, Devin, Tori are gonna be there. So
wait, what do you think that we were showing that we're not a fan of Tori? We don't think that she's the greatest.
Of course our bias is showing.
I mean, does anyone think that Tori's the greatest ever? It's not even bias, but like. Does anyone think Tori's the greatest ever? Like, I don't like Bananas, but I think he's one of the greatest ever.
It's not in my book. Not at all. Okay, so in the arena is going to be Tori. She apparently she liked Horacio last season. We didn't know that. We never saw any of that, I don't think. We just heard somebody say that. And then Nurys and Horacio are together. I think Nurys was saying all this stuff, so she's worried that Tori might call her down. But Tori pulls Melissa's mace. Womp womp. Failed twist. Boring. Like maybe it would have been better. Hold on, I'm just thinking of like maybe it would have been better if Tori's like, or the vet gets to be like, hey, do you want to choose to go against one of these two people to take them out, to take the money? Or do you want to choose any of these people? To just give them the choice no matter what. And like, let's let them decide. Who cares about the mace?
Wouldn't they just always choose that then?
So?
Then what would be the point of like the house vote?
Well, then they'd kind of be out of the running then maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like the vet would have no incentive to choose someone like that was voted by the house.
Well, maybe if they don't actually like them, or if they really want to win the money.
Yeah, I guess. But I just feel like it's like, oh no, like we're here for one night. Like let's like fuck shit up and do something different.
I don't know. Well, this isn't working. The mace isn't working because I was like, okay, whatever. Okay, Melissa's going home. They're doing underwater. We know that Melissa can't stand water. Tori's not that great in water, but she's had more practice and she knows how to calm herself under pressure better than Melissa does. Basically, there's puzzle pieces all over the tank and they have an answer grid and they have to recreate it. Not very difficult, but the tank's pretty deep. Melissa was panicking a few times. She's getting some words of encouragement from Kyland, but Tori gets her check first. It's incorrect. She switches the two spaces that were incorrect, and she wins. Melissa, I don't even think finished half of it. So
yeah, it looked like she was like not even close.
Yeah, not even close. It just sucks. So Tori does win. She takes $10,000 from the pot. Melissa's leaving, and Kyle's like, wait, and like calls Melissa to go give her a kiss. TJ hates on the cast for losing $40,000, and
like it's crazy.
Melissa did have like an epic exit though, where like TJ said, like, "Do you have any last words?" And she said, "Fuck you all. I'll be back next season." It's like, yeah, all right. I like that because like, it's like, yeah, like fuck you all. Like you guys are boring. You guys suck. And also like, hey, I'll be back and most of you won't. So like joke's on you.
How did you feel, Matthew, though, when Tori was like, Moriah, like he's heartbroken. And then at the end, like, you know, she's just like, just keep your head in the game.
Again, like, I can't imagine like Bananas is happy that Tori did that. Like,
No,
I imagine Bananas is like,
be.
Bananas probably was like, the reason I'm not coming is because I don't want to have to deal with this on the show. And then like Tori goes in and like declares to the world that Bananas is brokenhearted about it. So I feel like I actually kind of thought it was funny because like Tori probably pissed Bananas off more than anything by saying that. And like, I don't think it's necessarily true, but yeah, I made for like a funny moment there. Yeah, but Bananas definitely would not like that.
No, there's no way he wanted to be part of this narrative. He doesn't need to at this point, obviously.
Yeah, and if he wanted to be part of it, he would have just showed up instead of
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't think he cares much, truly, I'm sure. Probably just annoyed by it, if anything. But the way she did it was so awkward. Like, it was so, what do you do? Like, the way she said that to Moriah, I was like, what is happening right now? Oh my God.
I mean, it would have been epic if
he's heartbroken. Sorry.
If she pulled the champ choice and then called out Moriah and said, hey, like, I know what you're doing. Like, get down here. Like, this is for Bananas. Like, that would have been an epic moment. But the fact that it was like, she was like kind of like whispering it and like hand gesturing could have been like a little bigger, I think. But like, unfortunately, it's like very limited time to like make a bigger scene.
And I agree with what people are saying here that like production probably, there's a good chance they told her to say something. You know what I mean? Like, just because it stirs things up, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. I could also see Devin telling her.
I'm sure Devin told her too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found this article, EW, about Melissa. And so one of the things that she says, she's like, it was so much more boring than my other seasons, Melissa tells EW. I much prefer doing seasons with the vets because the vets know how to have fun. Yeah. This season, it was just constant whispers in the corner, and it was just so two-faced. I actually enjoyed Total Madness, where I lived in a bunker with no windows, more than the small amount of time that I did in this beautiful mansion in the sun with a nice pool. This season just wasn't enjoyable due to the cast.
Yeah, I can believe it for sure.
Oh, okay. So she's like, what's going to happen now? She says with a laugh. Obviously, Ravyn is going to go down, but I don't know what's going to happen now that they've got me and T to argue. They don't have me or Big T to argue or turn against. They just got to turn on each other now. So,
yeah.
Her and Ravyn definitely were not good friends. So who's our MVP this episode? Melissa?
Yeah.
The MVPs are like impossible this season because like the elimination is with a vet and like these dailies are just so stupid and like not much is really happening. I mean,
Moriah does say though at the end that she's still going to hang out with James.
So. Yeah, I like that. Like she's like, it's already done. Okay, he knows. I didn't even like. I feel like part of her she was upset, but it's partly like, okay, well, he already knows now, done. So the deed is done.
Can it be James?
You know, I do. I don't know.
Is it Moriah? Somebody else? Nobody?
I'd say Melissa. She was the most. Well, I guess you can't give it to someone who loses, but
yeah, it's tough. Like she's like obviously the most entertaining. I mean, like Colleen for like the calling out Emmanuel was pretty fun. But like,
actually, Kyland like holding back with Asaf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyland. Like none of these people are like standing out, but like whoever Kyland.
There's more contenders of who I dislike.
Did some back handsprings?
No, I'll give it to Kyland over Asaf.
I'll give it to Kyland over Asaf too.
Kyland.
Yes. Well, that's it for this episode. Do we have anything else to say, friends?
No, I mean, let's see what happens now that the two pariahs are out. It looks like we're getting Darrell next week.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the...
Well, they said it was a 14-time challenger, which is Darrell. I don't think Brad has played No way he's played 14 times.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like Brad's probably like around 10, but
The bid
no,
for him.
yeah, Assaf is
Yeah,
getting it.
agreed.
We're a little early, but it's Michelle's birthday in 4 minutes. So happy birthday, Michelle. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michelle. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Michelle.
Thank you. She's a singer.
With happy birthday.
And hopefully for my birthday, they give us a more exciting episode next week.
Please. People here saying happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Yes,
and also, sorry that, I am so biased with my opinions. And
don't be biased.
I will always
I don't
be
listen
biased.
to people that don't like their chat, like their opinions, right? I'm just like, can't listen to that person. I can't stand their opinion. So
no, truthfully,
it is what
that's
it is.
what it's all about, because half the time I can be wrong totally, but some of the things are factual, like Asaf sucking in this episode.
Also, like about Tori, like there's nothing wrong with being a top 10 challenge female of all time. She's just not number one, and she's not close to number one. But like, there's nothing wrong with being 8, 9, or 10. That's still great. There's been hundreds of women on the show. She's still better than most of them.
Exactly.
Jonathan says that we are the MVPs for during the season.
Truly, it's been hard. The last 2 weeks, I've been like, oof, got to get through it. But you know what? We persevere.
I just hope it's not super predictable. Like that's what's been a problem. Like the first part, the first phase, the first tier, whatever, it was super predictable because it was like the big group, and then there was like, oh, who can we just pretend that we don't like and let's kick them out? Like it's just that sucked. And now this one, it's like, okay, like the US has the numbers, let's just kick out all the internationals. Okay, boring. Now most of the internationals are gone. Now what? Will it get interesting? I don't know. I hope. I will cover it somehow. I don't know who wants to cover it with me, but like I definitely want to be talking about that episode. Have we seen the trailer, Michelle?
I am beyond excited, obviously. I don't know how much availability I'm going to have in January, but I would be down for some of it at least if I'm free. I am very excited about that cast. Man, oh man.
It's just even the trailer looks good. Like I'm definitely very excited. So we will likely, you'll see us covering it. Maybe you'll be rotating people every week. I think they're dropping the first 3 episodes at once, and then for the rest of it's going to be weekly. I think that's how they're doing it. And people want us to be biased. So thanks. We like who we like. We don't like who we don't like. And this season, there's a lot of don't likes. Unfortunately, we still love the show. We're just being critical because we love it so much. Just putting that out there. And we don't actually hate anybody. We're just annoyed with the character that they're playing on the TV show and the people that they are sending out of the game. Okay? Just want to put that disclaimer out there. And make sure, please, everybody subscribe to the channel. Like this video and let us know. Do you think that Tori is top 10? Do you think that she's one of the greatest of all time? Like, is she the GOAT of the challenge? Like, tell us your opinions, your thoughts here. Do we have it all wrong? And she actually is a top tier Mount Rushmore of the women contenders on the challenge. Michelle, you have something to say?
No. But I'm just thinking, like, you better say something great about Jarrell next week then.
He'll have some accolades about Darrell, I think.
All right.
I hope so. Anyways, it's officially your birthday. Happy birthday! Bye.
Thank you. Bye.